about comic books. We are very excited to have all of you here tonight. Also, since he introduced us, this is a good chance to introduce him. Our man in the booth, Booth Man.
Never afraid no applause. Yeah. I'll be the first and the last.
So, big night. This is a big night for America, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Huge stuff going on.
A lot of stuff in the news.
You guys are talking about the Dark Tower signing, right?
Yes.
Why? What else is
People
going
in
on?
Ohio, people in Texas, all over the place.
Yeah,
all over the place, lining up to buy the Dark Tower. Right?
Yeah, it's a crazy.
That's the only news in the world today.
Wow.
Yeah, are you guys excited? You know, the Dark Tower signing midnight all across the nation for real. Are you guys excited about that?
Slow burner.
That's good. You guys are a slow burner audience. We're very excited to have you here. We're also very excited to have our guests here tonight.
Yeah.
We have two great guests for you. In case you've never been to the show before, we have a guest from the world of comedy and a guest from the world of comic books. Ladies and gentlemen, our guests tonight are Chris Gethard and Peter David!
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, there's people there.
Yeah, there's a guy.
They're here, they're gone. No, seriously, when you're sitting here and the lights are in your eyes, can't see a thing. But when I go like this, there's people.
A lot of those are mannequins.
How are you guys doing? Good?
Fine.
Great. I'm all right. That's
How are you doing?
the first time anybody has ever asked me that. Nobody ever wants to know how I'm doing.
I never want to know how
Oh, you're in. Sure. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. Peter, I think we'll start with you. So tonight, thank you. So tonight, the second Dark Tower series is coming out.
It is.
Yes, surprise.
That's the rumor around the campfire.
Yes. So this is kind of a big thing, I guess. Just the last series and this series, as far as I know, they're the first midnight openings for comic book stores.
To the best of my knowledge, basically, Marvel took its cue from successful midnight openings from Harry Potter and that sort of thing, and Stephen King fans are no less rabid than J.K. Rowling fans. Actually, some of them, in fact, may genuinely be rabid. Really explain a good deal. And so they decided to make this available to retailers to see what kind of turnout they would get, and they honestly had no idea how it would do, and it was successful. I mean, obviously, since we're doing it again. And I went to the one at Midtown Comics that and opened. It was in February of last year, and they had over 100 people turn out for it. And I cannot emphasize enough, over 100 people, midnight, Times Square, which at that point in February with the chill factor was somewhere around 5 degrees.
Very cold.
To be perfectly fair, 3% of those people are sitting over here.
Nice man.
Do
Do you have body doubles in different cities tonight signing books?
Yes, actually, all I have to do to create them is I hit something or stamp something, and multiple versions of these all across the country. It's pretty exciting.
That's awesome.
Well, right, but you know.
Yeah.
One of the big things about the series that's coming out tonight, I think, is that it's original material,
Yeah.
right, from the Dark Tower universe.
The original, the first series did have scenes and moments and characters who had either not been in or were simply referenced but never actually seen in the original series. But yes, at this point now we're pretty much flying solo, which was always the plan. Essentially, the first 7 issues was writing Stephen King using training wheels. You know, I mean, because I had the text from Wizard and Glass and Gunslinger to draw upon, which was actually kind of an interesting experience because people who were, bless him, people who were critical, again, third time we're going to come out and hold your nose. Exactly what Steve said. No, you hold the nose, it helps out. At any rate,
This is also a sneezing club.
we will not talk about Sneeze Club. people who were, I always thought it was fascinating, people who were critical of the first series, who claimed that I had no ear for Stephen King's dialogue, would invariably cite specific passages that I had lifted verbatim from Wizard and Glass. And they cited those to indicate how I had just a total tin ear for the way that Steve writes books. So I always thought that was entertaining. Yeah, Steve, I mean,
Yeah.
he came up to me, I mean, the most unassuming, sweetest guy.
No way.
When, I mean, yeah, to look at him, you wouldn't know. I mean,
He has devil.
It was at the February Comic-Con. It was the first time that I'd met him before, but at book signings, you know? It was the first time that I had a chance to be face-to-face with him after, being working Dark Tower. And he walks into the green room, and yeah, of course. And he walks into the green room, and he comes up to people and says, "Hi, I'm Steve." Steve. Hi, Steve. And the most unassuming guy. And although he had said, in emails and stuff that he was approving my work on it, and yes, I was totally terrified by that aspect. Yeah. I said to him face to face, I said, "Do you like my work on Dark Tower?" And it was like a benediction. He goes, "You're doing a terrific." Now, I have to admit, when Stephen King's the first instinct is going to be, rip it off, use it as basketball, whatever. But I guess whatever internal demons King has, he exercises them in his writing, and thus in real life is very calm and very unassuming and very sweet, because it's all, whatever crap may be running around his head, it all goes into the books, and we paid $25. I mean, which is cheaper than therapy as far as he's concerned.
Yeah, I gotta start writing, because it's all in here.
Oh, yeah.
Poison coming out of my mouth.
More than I needed to know.
So, I mean, here's a kind of general question I have about the Dark Tower series in particular is, it's beautifully rendered. I mean, Jay Lee does an amazing job on the art.
Jay Lee, and he also does not get enough credit. Richard Isanoff. That's how you pronounce it, Isanoff, which is easy to remember because it's like Isanoff down the road. That's how I remember it. Yeah.
Use that to remember his own name.
Curiously enough, that's what he uses to remember Richard. We don't know what's up. But at any rate, I mean, Jay and Richard are just doing fantastic, absolutely fantastic job on the series.
So I guess my question then is, how far in advance do you guys work on it? Is the entire thing ready to go at this point? Is the entire series ready to go, or are you?
Oh my God, no. We're getting the book out on time. That's a lot more than a lot of folks.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing because when we were first sending around the artwork and displaying the artwork for the first series, and people going, "Oh well, it's Jay Lee, and look how gorgeous it is. That means it's going to be late." And at the point that they were saying that, we already had 4 to 5 issues done in the drawer, ready to go. Jay is working a little bit more under the gun, no pun intended, this time. But nevertheless, there's no diminishment in the quality of what he's doing.
His art changes so much from book to book, I think. It's so specific, so detailed on this book. I love it.
He's creating. He's basically world building. I mean, when you're doing something in the Marvel universe, it's in the Marvel universe. There are certain things that are just going to be standard. I mean, when you're doing New York City, it's New York City. That kind of thing. He's actually creating. He and Richard are creating the world of the Dark Tower. And I think they're just doing a spectacular job.
Yeah.